I think we're live. What's up, Zach? Coots, Riley, Ripley, Riley. What's up, Jim, Vanilla, and David, and Matt, and Tony. J Shaft. We got Scott and BC Rich and Nightcat and Zoot and Speaker. What's up, dude? Vince, Trolls, Jeffy, Sean Gandy, and Eddie. Steve, Frankie Dinky, Ricky B, Barry H, Eddie Matzi. Tony, Strat CPO. Tell us, Dave, what's up there, Hotshot? Fast Eddie. Teles work good with AC/DC because AC/DC had generally a very bright sound. Oh, no one says hot shot like hot shot. What's the history on the Tele? Well, you see, Sean, in 1948, Leo Fender had a dream to build a parts guitar where the parts could be readily changed and interchanged. No set neck or anything like that. And this is what he came up with, and called it the Broadcaster. But Gretsch already owned the Broadcaster name, and they weren't too happy about it. So they were like, bro, hello, Broadcaster, Gretsch, hello, something like that. And Fender was like, fine, God, shut up. Oh my God, Christ. Okay, Jesus. And they said, you know what? We're going to name it to a whole new thing after this newfangled thing called television and the telephone. We're going to call it the Telecaster. Boom. And the rest is history. Pretty sure that's exactly how it went down. What's up, Bill? I'm glad you could make it too. Exactly. My guitar's broader than yours. Yeah, Leo went, yo, chill, Gretch. Jesus. He could have said talk to the hand, but I think they already had the trademark. So Gretch probably would have had the legal right. What's up, Super Lead? Yeah, we have good news this week. Those who are following along at home, we settled on the car. I'm pretty happy with it. Works for me. Works for me. They basically paid us 60% of the value and no salvage title. And, you know, I'll take a 60% discount on that car for the amount of damage it has, which the speaker saw it. I mean, come on. This guitar does sound good. I hope the audio isn't low. My meters look pretty good. What is it? Yeah, something like that, right? I'd have to listen to it again. Yetimachi says the volume's good. Okay, I believe you. I haven't played guitar like all friggin' week. Ah! No, why, God, why? That's why God invented tuners. Okay, where are you? Where are you? Oh, well then. Yikes. Sure. Oh, just talks amongst yourselves. Welcome to the tuning channel. All tuning. All the time. It's that B string. My B turned into a B flat. This might be my favorite AC/DC song. Then he goes like, right? These little dyads. That might be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, AC/DC song. The lyrics are like a Pulp Fiction. The whole thing is like reading an amazing, like, short story or comic book. You know, just this. It's just so well done. I really just live that. You know, and the lyrics are just so well done. It does. Put a check mark in the column for people who say that, like, good lyrics, you know, mean something. And I agree, because the lyrics in that tune are just pure freaking poetry. Beating around the bush. And of course, that is right. You need sort of both parts to make it work. You know, I don't know what it is, but when I think of a Tele, I do play a lot of AC/DC. You know, AC/DC and Zap, you know. Great stuff. That's Zakk Wylde style. Sounding great tonight. I'm going to put all of it on the Tele. It's 100% the guitar tonight playing, boys. It's all the Tele. Listen to that thing. Yeah. I'm just happy about the settlement with the insurance. You know, being in a good mood helps you playing. But yes, man, you kill. No, thank you. You're very nice. fueled by some Costco dark roast. I have a Costco story. Costco story this week. That's the new Costco intro. I bought a battery from them 2 years ago. About 25 months ago. A little more than 2 years. And it does what batteries in that car do after about 2 years. And that is they start to get voltage controlled service errors, VCS errors. Because it's a hybrid. And never forget this. Hybrids have no alternator. Hybrids have no alternator. So, it's getting charged off of the charging system that charges the big battery, and that's charging this battery, but you need this battery to get things going. It's a complicated and a very complicated system. It's been studied, and they came back and it was marked complicated. So, it blew through the battery, and I knew it as soon as it started doing it. I said, "Oh my God, this battery is cooked again." It cooks through battery, but it's about 2 years. It starts to cook through the battery. So I had the receipt in the glove box, because when you get a battery for your car, I like to just toss the receipt right in the friggin' glove compartment. So I opened the glove compartment, went through about 5 or 10 registrations, because they just keep throwing them in there. Inspection reports. Yeah. Where's my friggin' Costco receipt? Oh, here it is. And I went down to Costco today. It was so jammed. I had to park around the back of the building. It was it was just unbelievably busy. And I brought my old battery. I drove my son's car and brought back the old battery, and I power walked in there in front of this other dude. He was kind of bummed because I'm sure he wanted to go in there and buy 4 tires, and it's I'm not sitting behind you as you friggin' pick out 4 friggin' tires. So I power walked right past him. Gotta go. See ya. On your right, dude. On your right. Here I am. Bye. Here, let me hold the door for you. Yeah, I'm here first. Got in there, and he's like, "What's this?" I go, "Warranty repair." He's like, "All right." I gave him the receipt. He clickety click clack. Okay, all set. And it was a $20 fee. I think that's a core replacement or whatever. I'll pay it. Cost me there was a service fee, something like that, $20. And he's like, "Pick one off the shelf." This was this morning around about 11:30 a.m. And of course, the one up front is from February, and the one in the back was from June of 24. Right? They got a June, they got a May, they got you know what I'm saying? They got a March in there, and the one right up front is I'm like, "Hold on, let me get in there. Hold on, give me that. I'm taking that 6/24 back there." All right, you got to look at the dates on the top. All right, I bought myself. It goes literally by the date, the date code on the top. So get the freshest one, because you're screwing yourself. It doesn't go by your receipt. It goes by the date on the top of the battery, believe it or not. So I grabbed the freshie from the back, drove it home, tossed it in, turned it on, had to reboot the friggin' system. I think there's a CD in the trunk somewhere hidden that restores the system, and boom, good to go. Worked great. Yeah, the old one was a 36-month battery, so I got it replaced with a 36-month battery. Now, with any luck, this will fail in about 25 months. I will run right back. I put that receipt right in the glove compartment. I'll see you in 25 months, boys. It's batteries for life. And they go "Well, you didn't pay for this one." No, I did. I paid a $23 fee, so that counts as something. Yeah, it was an interstate. First of all, if you saw this battery, you would laugh. It's like a goddamn motorcycle battery, okay? It's stupidly small. Right? It's the battery for this thing, because it's got a giant battery pack underneath. It's in there somewhere under the back. So, yeah, it's a little stupid. It's undersized. It needs to be much bigger. Yeah, the battery is basically to get the car going or not, right? So when it gives me that error and basically says, yeah, there's not enough juice to start the car, I'm like, okay, and I get out I have a nice old Craftsman, battery charger, auto charger, and marine ready, of course, deep cycle. And, so I set that for auto and, just regular, not jump start or anything like that, just not trickle, just the sort of the regular one. There's one in the middle. And then it usually starts almost instantly with that little extra voltage. It starts right up. And I can drive it and it will start and everything's fine. But then like overnight, by the next day, no, it's not going to start again. Now it needs that little jump again. And they're like, well, you got to drive it longer. It's like, I have driven it longer. I have taken it out for a while on the road. It doesn't have an alternator. I think the charging is a lot more slow than you think. I don't think it has the power of like an alternator to fuel it. It's I don't know. It's kind of a weird car. Everything's off of the big batteries, I think. Right? I don't know. Is Tele Mexican made or U.S. made? Well, it's made in North America. And these are made in Mexico. You know what I say about that. You can have your guitar made in the Fender Mexican plant by Mexicans, or you could have it made in the the American plant by, well, Mexicans. Yeah, it's a rosewood fretboard. You believe it? The return of the rosewood. Does sound good, huh? Yeah. Doesn't matter where it's made. I agree. You know, you can get crappy guitars. You can get a crappy guitar anywhere, I assure you. Do I prefer rosewood or maple? You know, I think, and it's going to sound a little weird, it really depends on the color. I think with the metallic colors, I think it works really well with the maple. I think on the flatter colors like this, kind of goes good with the rosewood. You know, I kind of like the more of the 60s style. You know? Would be sweeter with binding. You know, they did a channel bound Tele and a Dakota Red, and I want to say Sonic Blue. I think those were the two colors. It was a limited edition run. I forget if it was available in both the Strat and the Tele that year. It was 2014. They were doing channel bound, and I want to say you could get, they had one on Guitar Center used years ago, maybe 2019, 2020. And it was like $7.99. And I was like, oh, that's such a good price for that. That's like an American standard with the channel bound. It looks so good with the binding, with the channel binding, you know. And the oversized dot inlays, kind of like a 65, 66-ish, you know, with the big. And I was like, and I didn't get it. It was up there for a while, too. I had plenty of opportunities. And I was just like, oh, don't spend money on guitars right now. You know. Sweetwater's selling Sir right now. Well, if I hit the lottery, I'll let you know. A buddy of mine just bought a MacBook Pro. I went, you hit the lottery, bro? He's like, oh, yeah, no, it was kind of expensive. He's like, his wife, he's like, but Denise, you know, she egged me on. I'm like, we have very different lives. I told her I was going to buy a MacBook Pro. She was like, why? What's wrong with the laptop you have? What are you doing? How much is that? That's ridiculously expensive. Why can't you? I mean, very. He's like, no, she encouraged me. She was like, you know, just get the good one. And I was like, wow. We have very different lives. Buckethead is no longer touring with the female singer. Didn't care for her? Really? Well, people were walking out on him, I think. We did. We didn't stay for the second set. You know. Oh, really? Oh, no way. There's a Dakota bound up there. Oh, my God. Let's go check it out. Like right now? Like right now? Like right now? Is it the Tele or the Strat? Tele. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, they got both. I think they got both. Oh, where's my friggin' thing here? Here it is. Right. So let's open this. Yeah, there's the Strat. And Sonic Blue. Channel bound. Ah! Yikes. Fair. That's generous. I believe in proper English that's shite. Shite condition. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I don't know the King's English. Not bad. You'd have to change the pick guard back to stock. That's a hideous mongrel. But, yeah. That's it. Channel bound, Dakota red. It came with a mint green. The original was a mint green. But that's pricey. That's what it sold for brand new. If I went to go buy one in the store, when these came out, that's what it was with a case, $14.50. I know, because I think a year later or 2 years later, 2 years later, I got the American Standard with the rosewood neck, and it was the same thing. It was like $14.50, $13.50 for the guitar, and $100 for the case. Red tortoiseshell pickguard, that's not original though. Set up very well, cared, and price to move. Oh really? What are you reverb now? What? Oh yeah. Is it rare? Wait, I need rare. Where's plays like butter? God. I am turning into a curmudgeon, man. I really am. No, it's a haphazard melange that incorrectly tries to meld the nouveau riche period of the 70s, with the more bourgeois period of the 60s in a rather gauche fashion. It's a cat parade. Cats on parade! Cats on parade! The former Buckethead singer seemed like the only really peculiar person based on their webpage. I don't want to dump on her as a person. I'm sure she certainly seemed to be, trying. She wasn't standing, right? She tried to, do it. She was into it. She was giving it her all. The problem is that her best wasn't good enough, quite frankly, on any stage, okay? There's not everyone can sing, period. It just is a fact of life. Deal with it. It's just that way. It's easier to overcome an instrument, right, from a real, oh shit. OBS disconnecting, reconnecting. Did I dump out there for a second? Yeah, you just got a warning. How is that even possible? I've got nothing going here. Let me check my task manager. I'm using 8% CPU. I'm using 21% RAM. I'm using next to nothing for 12% GPU. Almost nothing for Ethernet. I mean, come on. What the hell is wrong with you? That one wire from Radio Shack, exactly. I told you. Gotta run over to You Do It. Hold on, I want to just, I think my second camera is a little dark. Let's check this cam. That'll go a little dark. I have an auto config. Let's just config. See, that looks a little better. That looks more correct to me. I think I dimmed it down because the guitar last week was so light, you know, that you couldn't. Right, it was just blowing the camera out because it was a white guitar. So I think that's what happened. All right, where are you? There you are. Now you're back. Everybody's back. You go back here. It's wicked dark. Now not so dark. Yeah, Buckethead Singer put a friggin' hex on me. Do you have a guitar instruction thing on the web? You know, I should do that. I've been thinking about doing that, doing an instruction thingy. You know, learn notes like this one and this one. Both of those notes are included. And this one. How many notes? All of them. All the notes. Does that have a Pal Faro fretboard? I don't think so. I think the Classique is there's a link in the description. You could just click the link real quick and it'll bring you to it. I think there's one for Toman and there's one for Sounds. It'll give you the old speckaroonies. Let me see though. Do I have the link right here? I can check. It's Vintera 2 Tele. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. Rosewood fretboard. Yeah, rosewood fingerboard. Yeah, rosewood confirmed. Revive the timeless sound of the 60s with the Vintera 2 Telecaster and experience the iconic looks, inspiring feel, and incomparable tone that only a Fender can deliver. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Alder body, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, classic Fender tone. The pickups do sound really good. It's an early 60s C shape. Yeah, this is not a shred neck. This is a little chunkier. It's not super chunky. A little though. A little bit. No, a little bit. A little bit. No, a little bit. And 7 1/4 inch radius. Vintage tall frets. Vintage style mid-60s pickups. Vintage saddle, vintage tuning machines. Deluxe gig bag included. And you can see it right there. The old there. Right there. All your stuff. All right. Sounds like butter. Plays like butter. It plays like butter. Yeah, this is one of the loners. You go from my stand-up comedy act. Well, there's a sit-down comedy act here every week. No, you sound like butter. It played like butter. Okay, so it was like squishy and oily. What? I don't, what? All right. Oh, that is good coffee. So, as you know, I'm waist deep in the handheld gaming systems. In fact, Speaker was over recently, and I hooked him up. I had one of these for him, the old R36S. Hooked him up with it. And I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I have a couple more on the way. They just hit the States. They should be here this week. I got an RGB30, which is the horizontal version of this. Pretty much the same unit. I like the 720p screen. I think they look real good. And I figured out on this one here, the trim UI. I'll see if I can show it to you. Like, where is one? Do it like, hold on. Let me see if I can get one. Right. No? Not here? Alright. Nope. There you go, past it. Sometimes I can, nope, hold on. Back up to the top. There we go. Where is a good one? Like right. Yeah. You know, like that. Or like this. Will this do it? Yeah. So I figured out, I don't know if you can see this, how to get it into vertical mode. You see that? So a vertical game will now play vertically, and I remapped the pad so you have like a joystick to the left and you have the fire buttons to the right. See that? I'm gonna put it on the, put it down here. See that? So it just uses the screen a lot better, right? In theory, you should be able to run it sideways and have a joystick and some firing buttons. But it's like, how the hell do you do it? Now, I knew it was conceivable just looking at like some of the settings. But hold on, let me just, oh. Hold on. Yeah, there it goes. But it's like how to configure it. So what happened was I got that Ambernick, and it had just like a vertical room where you could just put the ROMs in there that were vertical, and they would play vertically. And I was like, oh, how the hell do you do this? And so I figured it out, and you basically, some of the cores that run those ROMs, they actually have what's known as a Tate mode, which is for rotating, right? Rotated. And you can just set some of them in Tate mode, and they'll say, okay. And every time the game starts, it can tell by the resolution whether or not it should be vertical, and it just automatically flips it in the correct way. Couldn't be easier. But then you still have to remap the controls, but that's actually not nearly as hard as it sounds. What you do is you just remap them once, and that takes about 5 minutes. You just do the remap, and then you save it as a game file. And then when you open up another vertical one, you just open up that remap file from that prior one. It remaps all the controls correctly, and then you just say, well, save it now for this one. And it saves a new file with a new name for that one. You just keep repeating the process. Every time you open one up that's vertical, you just say, oh, hold on a second. You just have to open up a controls configuration file. You open it up, load it up, And then you say, oh, you know what? I want to save this configuration file for this game. Save it on the game level. That's the one thing about Linux. It's like global, like core, folder, or file, right? Get very granular. I just love how, and it's like if you want something to go for the entire core or the entire folder, you can do that too. It really is pretty good to set up. Oh yeah, that's right. So did you ever get speaker? Did you ever get some of those? What's so funny is when you talk to somebody who used to ever play a game, you know, like Speaker did, they're like, "Oh, what about this game?" I'm like, "Hold on, let me take a look." Yep, it's in there, right? So it's like a lot of. It's really just like nostalgia. It's retro gaming. It's kind of funny because the sweet spot for what these, you know, again, you know, a unit like this is like between 30 and 40 bucks. I've paid as low as 32 delivered and as high as like 39 delivered. So pretty cheap. They run up to about maybe PlayStation 1 and then they really start to crap out. Even Nintendo 64 and like Dreamcast starts to crap out. It really maxes out at like Genesis, Super Nintendo, and those run all flawlessly. So if you're like of that time and before, Amiga, Commodore 64, any of the upright consoles, you know, that's the sweet spot for those. We did play at Nostalgia, which is also known as the Beachcomber? They kept changing their name. Fortran? Yeah, oh my God. Did your son's auto insurance accident get sorted? Oh yes, quite nicely. I'm quite happy with the result, and quite frankly, they should have just fixed it. But whatever, I'll take the money and run. So at the end of the day, let me see if I have a picture of it from when we got it from the... Let me see if I can get a good shot of it. Here, hold on. There's a good photo. Nope. A little before that. A little before that. Yeah, this is the day. Yeah, there's the car right there. Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, that car cost us about $4,000 after we got the insurance money back. About $4,000. So, I'm all too happy to pay 4 G's for that car. I'm thrilled to pay that money. Sure. Yeah. 4 for that? Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. And it looks, Speaker saw it. I mean, comparing it to this photo here, does it look severely damaged? Right? This isn't the before the accident time. Does it look much different than this photo? No, not really. There's a couple of little scrapes here and a couple of scrapes here. And that was it. They were like, no, totaled. I'm like, okay, all right. And they wanted to give me a salvage title, and they wanted to give me just like a few grand. I was like, no. No. So they paid me almost double their initial offer and no salvage title. I was never accepting a salvage title. I know, right, Speaker? I want to see the appraisal, too. How much was that appraisal for? I think they just have a thing that if it's so many years old and it's not under, like a bank agreement, they don't. They total it every time. Do. Sometimes I'll just sit in front of the TV like, just sort of like Star Wars, Kind of get a little march going. That's hard to do. Oh, of course we get to keep the car. Oh no, we're keeping the car. They're just paying us 60% of what we paid for it. We get to keep the car and no salvage title. They just paid it out in damages. So. But I'll take it, man. Oh no, we're keeping the car. They're just paying that out in damages. Oh, if you insist. But they literally offered us just about half of what they wound up paying us. And we had to get that money, they wanted us to sign the title over to them, and then we go through the process of basically buying the car back from them, right? And they deduct the salvage value of the vehicle. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. You want to total it? Fine. This is what we paid for it 9 days prior to the accident. Pay us that full amount. It sounds like you want to declare it a total loss, but only make a partial payment. Make me come over there. I am in no mood. Where's Nick in the States? He's not too far from here, actually. He's about 25, maybe 30 minutes. He's a little bit more western. I'm more southwestern. Yeah, the March of the Darth Raiders. You hitting work, Nelson? It happens. My daughter worked 2 jobs today. She works at a granola factory making granola. And they basically rent a kitchen to do it on the weekends. So it's only 1 day a week. And then she goes to this like art studio where she's like, they like sell art and they have like art classes and some crap. your family ever watch this show. I don't think so. And that was it. Yeah. Had to think about it for a second there. Oh, man. Man, that's good coffee. That's a difficult guitar not to keep, I know, right? Do. One of the best years of Fender Mem. First half of 02, second half of 06. Third quarter 08. Second quarter 2011. First quarter in 2013. And of course the last quarter in 2016. And that was the best. And then ever since it's just been shit. Oh, Fender, why? Throw a Floyd Rose on this, route it out, throw a Floyd on it. Now you're talking. You always have to have 22 frets and no lip on the bridge where you're picking. Says, yeah, well, good luck with that from Fender. It can't be done because then they'd have to change the neck socket. And then their whole parts guitar thing goes out the window. So it's never going to happen. Mark my words. They'll tell you to buy a Charvel. What's up, Vintage Sounds? I am well. So I, you know, in my glee of getting that nice windfall of cashola, I did buy one more, even though I already have two on the way. I added a third. I have a third handheld all the way. The most expensive I've ever bought. But it is way, way different than any of the other ones I have. And you know what? I'll see if it works out. It may not work out because it's Android. And I have one Android unit. And you know what? The Android is just... You know, you're trying to put shit, you're overlaying on top of another operating system. The thing about these Linux ones is that it really does kind of feel like a console. You know, once you get everything all dialed in, it's like you're booting into an appliance that just runs the games, and that's about it. It's like with the Android ones, it's always like you're booting into like a phone that can't make phone calls. And, you know, trying to get the software to run it, it's a bit of a pain, and mapping everything, it's a pain in the ass. So, have not had good luck with Android so far. But I bought a third unit a couple of days ago because it was the lowest price I've ever seen it. I've never seen it any cheaper. All of these other ones have quad core. They have, you know, 4 cores, 4 A50 core, quad core. They're A55. They're ARM A55 cores. They put like 4 of them in a chip. And that's like an arcade chip. They run at different speeds, and they put different, you know, designs. But for the most part, it's a 4 CPU processor. The new one is an 8 core. So already you get like double the cores. These are like 1 gigabyte of RAM. The new one is 8 gigabytes of RAM. You know, this is like a 640 by 480 screen. This is a 720 by 720. This is a 720p screen, right? 1280 by 720, right? Standard 8. The new one is full 1080p, right? And it's AMOLED. So it is gorgeous. Like every review is like, this screen for a handheld gaming console is like insane. So they had been running around $180, and I saw one on AliExpress for $163, but it had a $20 off coupon, so $143. Even with the shipping, it was under $150. So if it doesn't work out, if I can't get the gaming to work on it, it'll be a pretty good little, you know, media viewing device, right? Because it's Android 13, so I could put Netflix on it. You can load it up with whatever you want. It is a full Android device, like a tablet, basically. So if it doesn't work out, I could always use it as that. But and it is a touchscreen, so you can use it like a full touchscreen and all the touchscreen games if you want. But I just thought that was $143 for 1080p AMOLED. 8 gigs of RAM, octa-core. Don't you kind of have to do that? So it's the Ambernick, what is it, the RG556? Does the handheld have nitro finish? I demand a nitro finish. You got to let the gaming console breathe, okay? Or else you're going to have, quite frankly, overheating. That's just science. I know. How do I have 3 handhelds and no double neck? Because I do have a double neck. Of course I have a double neck. I just don't have a PRS one. I have a POS one. I didn't get the PRS, I got the POS. So close. So close. How far back do the systems go? They go all the way back to Magnavox Odyssey. Does it have the 2600? Of course it has the 2600. ColecoVision? I didn't even know about ColecoVision. Speaker was like, what about my ColecoVision? What about my Magnavox Odyssey? I was like, oh my God, I think I can. I looked it up. I enabled the cores. I downloaded some games. I threw them in the right folders. And then I scraped all the box art and video. And boom. He's like, oh my God, this game. It's like, you know, people, you get, it is nostalgic. You know, you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm seeing it. And again, and I can't stress this enough, these aren't copies of the games. These aren't like emulation of the software. It's the original software that they pulled off the EEPROMs of these old games, you know, from back in the day. What they're emulating is the hardware. They get the software to boot up, and this other software pretends to be this old hardware from the 1980s or 1970s even. And that's why Amiga actually takes a long time to load, because if they load it too fast, they get an error. It's got to actually load a little slowly to make it work correctly. It's like, they literally play a disc sound. It's like, I thought I was over this. What's up, Electro Omega? You had a ColecoVision? Oh my God, we never had anything like that. You know, the one thing, and I'll give my parents credit for this, the one thing they did get me was the Mattel handheld football game. Long after the price had fallen considerably, I was like the last kid on the block to get one, but I did get one. What is it? Mattel, was it football? Mattel football handheld? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right there. I did have one of those. And basically what you do is you just run your brighter blip to one side, drag them all there, and then run down the other side as fast as you can. Touchdown. I did have one of those. But we never had a gaming console. We had a Commodore 64. But then my dad bought out an arcade that was going out of business, and we had like Galaga and friggin' Frogger. We definitely had Frogger. We had Centipede. I forgot about that. We had Centipede. We absolutely had Centipede. And we had a few of them. We had Space Invaders. We had Tron, which we could never get going. And so we had those. And the front doors would just unlock, and you'd open it up, and you'd just hit the little metal bar on the coin. Tick, 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 give yourself coins. Ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Now I got 12 credits. Yeah, we had Asteroids, too. It wasn't until Then I got an Amiga, and I never really played games on the Commodore 64 or the PC. But when I got the Amiga, I did, because, my God, the games were so good. I found games that kind of rivaled what those uprights were. You know, maybe even a little better. So, the Amiga 500 was like a game changer. It had the sample player and everything. And then, I want to say, NES comes out in, the late 80s? 86, 87. And Super NES comes out when, 91, 92, something like that. I forget now. And Super NES was the first thing I had seen that was kind of close to the Amiga in terms of quality. In television, no, we never see. My parents would never spend the kind of money for that stuff. Never happened. Which was weird that my dad got the upright consoles, but I think what it was is that we had this gaming room down in the basement. We had put an addition on. We had this big gaming room that had a pool table, a big slate pool table in the middle, and he could get the arcades for short money because the guy was going under. You know, and he said, "Yeah, I'll take." He probably bought all of them for like $1,000 or something. You know, it was like 10 of them. Like Duck Hunt? Duck what? Duck Hunt. Nee. What's up, Tom? Yeah, and television, see, the other thing you realize is that a lot of things had there's no paddles on these, right? Some of them had a paddle you could turn very quickly, left and right. I think a television used a paddle, right? They had some different inputs you could use that were, you could move way faster than moving a joystick could ever move, right? Or at least to be controllable. And you could get really good at that pad. They don't have anything like this. I wish they would make, because this has a port on the bottom that you can plug like a remote control on it. If you want to have a 2-player, someone could play the controls on the unit, and the other person can play the remote controls. Or you could just use a different set of controls if you want to sit away from it. You don't want to hold it in your hand, yeah. They don't make a paddle for it. They're all the same generic stuff over and over again. A couple of analog sticks, a D-pad, and 4 or 5 buttons, and that's about it. And And they, like you say, they put the paddles on the back, right, or on the side, like on this, right? They put the back. So they get them there, but they don't. It's still not the same as being able to, like, on a game, like what, Arkanoid, right? Or even Pong, right? You've got to be able to move that thing like almost like real time. And they don't really make that. What's the fair retail price on it? Well, there's a minimum advertised price, I'm sure. I can tell you what it is. Where they can't advertise it for less. This is up at $11.49. Let's go to Sweetwater, and let's see if it's $11.49. Hold on. What you can do is you can find Vintera 2 Telecaster right there. You can find the map. $11.49. Exactly the same. It's not price fixing. It's not a conspiracy. It's a minimum advertised price. What? That's how they get around price fixing. No. We don't have a minute. We don't price. We don't tell them. We don't. No. They can always charge more. You just can't charge less. Does it have knockout? I can tell you it probably has it. I think this one has 17,000 games on it. The game you probably played is probably on it, or can be found. Because Speaker was like, oh, what about this like old NES game? Or Super NES game? Or it might have been a Genesis game. No, I think it might have been NES. Right? Just regular NES. I'm like, I don't know. You know, maybe. And we looked up, sure enough, it was in there. I had a friend I was talking to on the other day, and he's out in Texas, and I was talking about it with him, and he said, oh yeah, he goes, we were way into, he goes, I never buy the Genesis retro gaming systems because they never have the game I want, which is Air Blaster. I said, oh, let me take a look. Yep, right here. I got it, Air Blaster. He's like, really? I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sweetwater does bonus bucks. Yeah, I think a lot of them do it, and I think Zounds will do like 12 months interest-free. Right? They all do. They have some incentives. Yeah, and yeah, they'll you can do at Zounds with a credit check, 12 payments at $95 a payment, or no credit check, 6 payments at $191 a payment, paid off in 6 months, interest free. I think both of those are interest free. But if you want to go the longer period, I think you have to go through a credit check. If you're willing to do 6 months or less, no credit check. And I think it depends on the amount of the item, too. So you could maybe get something that was less expensive and still do it for 12 months, and you wouldn't go through the credit check. I think it all goes by the amount. What are the pickups called in this Tele? It's kind of a generic name. I'll read it to you right now. The pickups are vintage style mid-60s pickups. Fender, obviously they're Fender pickups. Vintage style mid-60s pickups. such a great riff. I remember jamming with a drummer, and I started to play this, and he was like, oh my God, because it's got such a drum thing, he knew every riff. What's your opinion on Teles with a humbucker in the neck? You know, Teles went humbucker in the 70s. I think they felt like it was like that's where the whole industry was moving, like to moving away from single coils and getting into humbuckers. I have no problem mixing humbuckers and Teles and Strats, dual humbucker Strats and dual humbucker or single humbucker Teles. You know, I think, it's just a matter of taste, just a matter of what you like. Yeah, in the 70s, it was sort of a thing, right? It went to that new pickguard style. And it used a Strat headstock for a little while, the oversized Strat headstock. The CBS didn't like this little headstock, didn't show the brand enough. Furry butt right there. My wife still out? No, she's back. This is a loner. This will have to go back. I have a good Tele though. People can attest. I think my rosewood neck Tele sounds pretty damn good. You know, that's a good sounding Tele. That has the custom shop pickups, the twisted Tele pickups, and I think that's a good sounding Tele. This is too. And it's a lot cheaper, I think. At least $500 cheaper. Right there. Let's go to Telecam. You know? What would you name it? Savalas? This is my new Tele. Savalas. Steve, ever consider the Vola Vesti? I think you're talking about the Vasti. Those are nice guitars, but I tell you the one that has got my eye, and I think I'm going to send this one back to them and do a prisoner exchange. Where is it? Hold on. Let me call up the old Vola website, because they got some new ones in that I wouldn't mind getting here. And so I was like, what about this? Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. Yeah. Right here. Yeah, they just got a bunch of these in. The Burl. Like the Burl Ives. And so they could send me one of these. I like the bound neck. Nice burl top. Quite burly. You know, all what with the burl and all. Yeah. I think I've had a green one here before. I'm pretty sure I did a review of a green one. But I think they have a red one. I was just talking with the guy from Vola recently. I think they got a red one they could send me. So that is the current plan. It's a good plan. I send this back to Vola. And they send me one of those. Yeah, I like the Burl. I can tell you this much. these pictures don't even do it justice. I think that these pictures are a little contrasty. That might show it a little bit more. But it's open pore. So, you know, it's got like pores in the top wood if that happens to be in that particular area. Right? Because not all of them have pores. It just depends on literally the slab of wood you get. And it's a mahogany. Right? Yeah, mahogany body and a solid poplar burl top with the modern C shape, which is a shape I love. 24 frets, 25.5-inch scale. You know, it's got no front inlays. It's got side dots. Yeah. Yeah. Put me down. There it is. It's burly. I like the burl. Kind of reminds me of that Red Rain a little bit, but it's a natural. It's a natural version of the Red Rain. Red Rain. Red Rain. Yeah, the pores, Tony, they used to fill them. And then one time, they had someone like ask, like, don't fill them. I just want it like with the holes on it to give a texture to the top. And they did it. And, oh my God, it saved so much time and money because they didn't have to fill those pores and then sand it all down and get that top nice and level. Right? And they're like, oh, we have a new open pore design. Right? And I have to say, though, if you've ever seen it, it does look good. I had the green one here, and it has the pores on the top. You know, a little bit of texture to the burl. And I got to say, it did look good. Looked very natural. Looked nice. Which Floyd Rose does it have on it? It's got the Godot. I'm 99% sure this is going to be Godot. See, Godot. Black Godot. The 1996 T Floyd Rose. The Godots make a hell of a Floyd Rose. They really do. And made in Japan. Same place that's making your Charvel MIJ and your Jackson MIJ. But the Charvel and the Jackson, what is this? $14.39 in a hard shell case. That's the difference. Same factory. Yeah, this one has Fishmans. This one, and that one is going to have just like the regular Vola pickups. But have you ever heard my TNC? Or I have a couple of Oz's, like the modern Oz, like that was at the M3. The Vola pickups sound great. I've never felt the need to to switch out the pickups in the Godot and the Volos, the Volo. Yeah, it's the Fishman Modern. It's got two modes. One mode I really love, but the other mode is almost just a little bit too metal for me. It's really, really mid-push, which is great. You know, if you're doing your chug-a-chug and your chug-chugs. But for the kind of playing I do, I have to put it in the other mode, like the B mode, and then it sounds great. Like if that was going to be a regular player for me, I would probably swap the wiring in there so that A mode is like now the mode I like the most with the knob down, and I would pull it out to get the mid boost. It actually makes more sense to me, right? Because then you're going to boost your solos because you get that much more of a right. You're really pushing that mid peak. And that would actually make more sense to me. It would act like a boost. But they don't. They know their market, and their market is for the metal guys. And that guy is a metal guy, right? That's from the Michael Keane from The Faceless, which is a metal band. So, you know, it makes sense. I understand why they did it. Do you have any interest in the Vola JZ Pro? I actually do. There it is. It's like, where the hell is it? It's right there. It's because it's like staring at me. It's under my mouse. Where the hell is it? Yeah. Nothing says JZ. Like the JZ Pro. I actually played one of these at NAMM, and it was a gorgeous guitar. It was really, really nice. Killer flame maple neck. Gorgeous. Really nice. MIJ. All the flames. That looks nice, but do you like the reverse headstock? Well, you better, because I think all my Volas have reverse headstocks. Blue shadows on the trail. Close your eyes and dream of the little cowboys. E to E dominant. So close your eyes and dream. I gotta learn Fatty Doo Doo. Alright, that's the Randy Newman song. Fatty Doo Doo, Fatty Doo Doo. That's South Park. Theme song by Randy Newman. Anyone else remember that? Token Black Productions. How's my Celtics looking? Pretty good, huh? Porzingis playing possum. I only know 5 chords. Actually, Randy knows a lot of chords. I know they're goofing on Randy, but Randy actually is a really good songwriter. He wrote that song for Three Amigos. That's a Randy Newman tune. Pretty much an homage to, Happy Trails. Did you ever play the Vintera's predecessor, the Baja Tele? The Baja Tele, yeah, that was kind of a thing for a little bit, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't think I ever played once. They made this Baja Squire that was actually got a lot of love out there. But I don't think I ever did play the Baja Tele. That had humbuckers too, didn't it? No? Am I thinking of it? Or mini humbuckers or lipstick or something? I feel like it had non-standard. Maybe I'm confusing it, but no, the Baja Tele, yeah. No, that had some love out there. You have to pop this off to adjust the neck? You're damn right you do. The Bowhead Custom Shop Twisted Tele pickups. Well, that's what was in my, that's what's in my American Standard. That was a special edition that came with Twisted Tele pickups, which I love. I think the Twisted Tele is like some of the best Tele pickups out there. I think they sound great. Yeah, no, we haven't seen Buddy. Looking for Buddy. I don't see him. Watching any sports now? Just the Celtics. I can't watch really. I don't really watch baseball. Baja's on par with the Sonic Blue Classic Player 60 Strat. Yeah, I sold that a couple of years ago. I really liked that guitar, and it had amazing pickups in it, including real custom shop, gray bottoms, gray felt bottoms, like 69 custom shop pickups, which sounded really good. Neck was a tiny bit chunky on that. I would say even chunkier than this. It had wider hips on it, which is, I don't mind a thicker neck as long as the breakaway from the sides is pretty good. Like a V, or something like that. But when it's a little, has big shoulders, broad shoulders on it, I don't like that. And that's what that was the kiss of death for that guitar with me. I just wasn't crazy about the feel of that. Not down here, more like up around here. Down here it was fine, right, in the lower registers, but up here, the way they carved that neck, I wasn't crazy about it. As much as I like the sound of it, it certainly was a good looking guitar. Every time I played it, I was like, boy, this neck, just compared to my other Strats, just feels a little chunky in the hand. It's weird. Because it feels like it's supposed to be like a player Strat, like a little bit more like a shredder style, right? But maybe not. But he's still playing the keyboard. Oh, yeah. Yep. Celtics look good. Celtics have been looking good. With Porzingis back, it's it's a real game changer. You know, he's such a difference in both offense and defense. He had like an amazing night. But, you know, he had the kind of injury where the people that had that injury would go back right after some time off and he immediately tear their Achilles heel, right, or their calf out. Right? The track record on his injury is just horrific, right? You know who had one like that right before he showed up on the field? Aaron Rodgers. He had a calf strain. Showed up on the field, ripped out his Achilles, right? That's what happens. That's what happens. And because it never really recovers. Well, it probably needs a couple of years to recover, you know, and yeah. So everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's going to go out there. He's going to tear his. It's going to be ugly. He's going to tear his Achilles right off the bottom of his foot." And it didn't happen. So far, he's been okay. So let's hope he can make it healthy throughout the rest of the series because we'll need him. Kevin Durant had the same thing happen. Yeah, those leg injuries, that calf injury. First of all, the guy's like 7'2", right? Big guys like that running up and down the court, it puts such a strain. Those guys are not meant for, I think, that kind of activity, that kind of weight, that kind of strain on those limbs. You know, your upper body does okay, but your hips, your knees, your ankles, your feet, these big guys like that, you know, how many times have you heard of a foot injury, right? A leg injury, a knee injury, a hip injury on a basketball player? I mean, please, it is just so common. There's a track record. You could look and see, well, what usually happens when a person gets an injury like that? Oh, they tear their whole Achilles out the next time they try to walk on it. It's a pretty serious injury. You know, no, they absolutely pay for it later in life. They beat themselves up now in a major way. Guitar's pretty good hunting for Red Tail. Yeah, no, it's a good looking guitar. Well. I don't think this has a skunk stripe. It shouldn't because it's got a fretboard, rosewood fretboard. And I'm right, no skunk stripe. The only time it has a skunk stripe is when it's a one-piece maple because they got to get the truss rod in there somehow. And they put it in through the back. They cut a channel. But when you have a separate fretboard, you can put it in through the front. NBA players playing with no padding on. Well, not only that, but I mean, Eddie Van Halen had a hip replacement because he kept jumping around on stage. There's a lot of performers who jump around and they go, "Oh my God, I'm hurting my hip now. I got hip problems," right? So you just think about basketball players that are running up and down the court all the time, then jumping up and making shots, and jumping up here, jumping up there. They're always launching. They're always right. Trying to move and step around and launching their body like I'm angling this way and then angling back and all this stuff. And, it's just it's a beatdown on their limbs, especially for a dude who's 6'6", 6'9", 7 foot, 7'2". Porzingis is 7'2". I mean, come on. A beatdown on the body, like something just awful. Yeah, that's it. Prince's hip issues pretty much killed him because he wouldn't go get the surgery, and It killed him because he was addicted to painkillers to try to get rid of the pain. The problem is, just go and get the goddamn hip replacement. What's wrong with you? You know, it's like, just go get a hip replacement. I know a dude. He was the carpenter that worked on my parents' house. He was worked at the gas company with my mother, and he was a carpenter on the side. He did really good work, and he came in and did some work in the, in the front, putting in like new windows and all this stuff, and it came out really good. And he had a hip replacement, and he was like, "Oh, it's like a whole new person." He goes, "I went from like suffering and barely being able to walk to like I'm a teenager again." It's unbelievable. Alex says a story about messing up his knee, jumping on a bouncy stage. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Twist an ankle. Oh my God. When the first time I saw Kiss, they had those platform shoes. They had these like staircases. They could go up on the side of the stage to go up these platforms so they could get up a little closer to fans. So they'd go up there. And I remember Paul Stanley coming down, about halfway down, falling. And I mean falling hard, tripping over those platforms, going down that staircase. And I thought he was going to snap the neck right. I think he was playing a Flying V at the time. Or maybe one of his Icemen. Oh my God. And you could see like a couple of times, a few of them fell down on those stupid platform shoes. Lucky they didn't break a knee, or you snap your knee, you freaking break an ankle. It's like little hyperflexion. Like, damn. Goofballs, everybody. I'm not hepped up on goofballs, everybody. Vintera 70 says a skunk stripe, but the classic doesn't. Both have Palfaro boards. Well, that's weird. They might have just had leftover maple necks that they just used. Good sounding pickups, huh? Oh, man. So, yeah, we'll see. This week I have a new guitar of the week coming out on Monday. I think it's the first time I've ever had this brand on here. Little tease for you. I told you I got a Donner here recently. I think that's going to come out a week later. And what else? I got a few things coming up. It's been going. It's been going. Have I ever played any of the Ultra Series Fenders? I wonder how those neck feel as well. If I had to guess, I'm going to say they're probably a tiny bit on the smaller side, right? Probably like a modern C finish. I mean, carve. Because I think the Ultra, they're trying to go, like you said, with the compound radius. I think they're trying to go for something a little bit more like the Charvel neck profile. Which is a great neck profile. That's a fantastic. Nothing wrong with that one. Those are great. And a little bit thicker than that Schecter. That Schecter was thin. And so was the ESP, for that matter. It was a thin U, so a little bit different carve in the back, but that was a small neck too, without a doubt. That's it. I suppose it could be pearl necklace. I'm thinking more stones. Yeah, I'm thinking more like BC Rich. But pearl necklace actually is a very similar... you're not wrong to think that. Not Ottawa. Footwa. I'm just saying, if Hendrix lived, he'd probably be playing a Tele. Oh, yeah. Yeah, or a Warlock or Ironbird, yeah. Listen, if Hendrix was alive today, there's only 3 guitars he's going to be playing. A Tele, a Warlock or Ironbird, right? Or a Music Man, the one with the chick there, the chick one. The St. Vincent one. Right, or he'd be playing a 7-string, the St. Vincent, exactly. or a 7-string multi-scale, one of those. Look, you can put money on it. If Randy was alive today, he'd be playing an 8-string. Look, all I'm saying is that, like, if Jimmy Page was still alive, he'd probably be playing, you know, a 9-string. Exactly. He'd be playing a Hydra. I mean, come on. That's just common sense. Need a B-bender? Yep. Where is it at? Gotta get it in the right key. You. They are nice, man. Teles are good. Have a good one, speaker. We'll talk soon. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping this up in about 90 seconds. Exactly. If Tiny Tim were alive today, he'd be playing a Lotus LP. I mean, come on. Bye, speaker. Speaker! Is that for my speaker? All right, that's all the notes. I've played everyone. I've played all of them. All right, dudes. I think I'm going to call it a night. It is getting up on 9 p.m. and I'm getting a little hungry, and I'm out of coffee. So maybe I'll go get a little snack and a little coffee. All right, dudes. Have a wonderful week. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. Super extra special. Thanks to anyone who contributed, and of course, Brofist to my mod squad. Hashtag Brofist mod squad. I haven't seen anyone there tonight, but we're all good. Good. We have a good crowd. We have a good crew. So there you go. I will see you all in a week. Check out Guitar of the Week on Moon Day. And there you go. What else can I tell you? That's about it. There you have it. Guitar of the Week Monday, and there you go. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. You guys, I always have fun. They went by fast tonight. That's always a good sign. You know. There you go. All right. You rock. I'll see you in a week. Have a wonderful week. And we'll do it all again in a week. And there you go. All right. Later.